there are a couple of very important lessons in my mind from the Greek crisis. The first is, don't fall into easy answers about the character or the moral values of other people to explain a crisis of the kind we're seeing in Greece. The story has been told in America as one of the feckless Greeks, the lazy Greeks, the non-tax-paying Greeks. It's not true. For example, about a third of the Greek GDP is paid in taxes every year by Greeks, more than Americans pay. Secondly, the Greeks are not anti-entrepreneurial. In fact, they have the highest number of entrepreneurs per capita of any country in Europe. Third, the government is not bloated. The number of public sector employees in Greece is about 1 in 5 of the total labor force, which is right at the European average. And finally, Greece's deficit as a percentage of its total budget is really no greater than the deficit of the United States or Great Britain today. In fact, under other circumstances, there's absolutely no reason that the crisis in Greece, which was a deficit in government spending, should have led to the mess that we're in today. Now, what does that tell us? It tells us several things. One is that when we think of something as distant as Greece or the European crisis, it isn't distant at all. It's part of this enormous interconnected world in which we live today. The second is that it's not enough to default to simple moralizing about the bad Greeks versus the good Germans or the good Americans. It's very important for us to better understand how countries are being affected by global financial systems, operating in many ways independent of national interests or national regulators. Beginning in the late 70s, we've found a doctrine that proclaims that no government could possibly regulate the financial markets better than the financial markets themselves. Well, we've tested that theory, and it failed in real life with really quite costly effects. We understand what they are here in the United States, but we didn't see the damage that was being done globally at the same time. Now, in Europe, as in the United States, there have been attempts to rein in the power of an unregulated global financial system. But it's very difficult to do. So the way forward in the 21st century, in the wake of this crisis that we're still living through, is going to require a kind of intelligence and vision that transcends national borders. And that will have to come in part from citizens demanding behavior of public leaders of all sorts that moves us to a new world.